Hi, I'm Michael P. Coleman, Content Director for Brother Be Well. Thanking you for checking out this Parents and Caregiver series brought to you by Blue Shield of California's Blue Sky Initiative. Cherie, let's talk about anti-anxiety medications. And the funny thing is, when I got here, when I was getting ready to talk to you, it began to occur to me that the title might give away what the med was. And maybe that's because I personally suffer from and treat and deal with anxiety. So I'm more familiar with that classification of medications. Talk about anti-anxiety meds, what they are, and what the possible side effects might be.
Right. So, Michael, especially yourself dealing with anxiety, and I've dealt with anxiety as well. Think about the symptoms you're having. Your heart is racing, your palms are sweaty, your thoughts may be fleeting. So, anti anxiety meds do the opposite of those things. So, they affect your central nervous system that creates that response and it reverses it. So, these are medications that slow the heart rate, that help you to release that anxiety and come to a more calm state. So same thing, right back to the beginning, chemical imbalance, right? So it works on your central nervous system, and it helps to reduce the physiologic feelings of anxiety. So it doesn't take away what may have made you anxious, right? But it does reduce your response that you're physically having in your body.
Got it. And
The side
let's,
effects could be, sorry about that, Michael. The side effects
no,
could be too much relaxation. In fact, a very common in the news medication that's abused often is Xanax, where people become addicted or overuse it and actually have overdose and they pass away, unfortunately. So, too much of a good thing, right? So when you decrease your central nervous system too much, then it doesn't work to do what it's supposed to do, which is, keep you alive. So the side effects could just be too sedated, unable to do your regular daily stuff that you would do because it's more of a relaxing effect.
I got it. I got it. I've been wanting to ask you about this one, mood stabilizers. It occurred to me that this might be a classification that treats, for instance, bipolar disorder. Am I right about that? Can you talk about mood stabilizers?
Absolutely. A mood stabilizer is exactly, again, what it says it is. Specifically, as you mentioned, with bipolar disorder, people go between depressed mood and manic, really up and high. So highs and lows, right? Our bodies want us to be balanced and in between. So mood stabilizers do exactly that. They are able to bring you down during those high, extreme manic moments and lift you up during those really deep depressive moments to keep you at a more balanced state of mood. Bipolar disorder specifically really shows up, and those we all know someone that they're extremely up and happy and going, and then the other moment they're really, really sad and down and crying, can't go to work, can't do their regular activities of daily living. So when you think about mood stabilizers, bipolar disorder is one of the top mental health disorders that mood stabilizers come in handy.
I'm looking forward to another little quick aside. I'm looking forward to having a conversation maybe with you about bipolar disorder, because I think even as you described it, Cherie, there's a lot of misconceptions. There are a lot of misconceptions out there about exactly what it is. So we may revisit that on the Brother Be Well platform if you'd be open to that.
Oh, absolutely. It's definitely not, a lot of people use it in the sense of the indecisive person, but it's really not that.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. You know, let's take a look. You mentioned Xanax just a few minutes ago, and I wanted to ask you some of the more popular psychiatric meds. I bet we're a little familiar with them either through some of those ads that we were just talking about or just through casual conversation. Xanax, Zoloft, Prozac,
Mhm.
those are all psychiatric meds. Can you talk about what some of the other popular ones might be? Because we've all heard of a few of them.
You named some of the main ones. They also have Abilify, Ativan, Lexapro, lithium. There's also other types of medication that are used in psychiatric treatment that are blood pressure medications. We found that there's a mutual effect in medications that may not be classified as psychiatric, but can also help for psychiatric disorders. But and maybe I'm just the TV generation, but we've seen the commercial for most of these, and then they even tell you, well, if you have this, you should call your doctor and ask about it. But those are the main ones that you named, in addition to, some of the. I've been a nurse for a long time, so even some of the staples, the lithium, the Depakote, um, Haldol, things like that. I've been able to administer a lot of those medications to help people with mental illness.
You mentioned one, Cherie, and it relates to my next question. And you know, some people say, you know, the popular phrase, "There's no such thing as a dumb question." I have
Mhm.
always disagreed with that. Sometimes there are some kind of dumb questions, and forgive me if this is one of them. Does the lithium that's prescribed as a psychiatric med relate to the lithium that's a mineral, I believe it is, in anybody's healthy diet? We take in lithium during food consumption, so I'm wondering if it's the same lithium there.
Same lithium, only in trace amounts in your food. So lithium is in potatoes, tomatoes, cereal, cabbage, some mineral waters that you buy, but it's a trace amount. Those minerals that we have in our diets are very, very tiny amounts that do not have a therapeutic effect on your mental illness. Like it's same thing in theory, but different application and vastly different amount.
I am so glad I asked you that because when I read that list of foods, I was like, well, I've never turned a potato down, so I might have all the lithium I need. I never met a potato I didn't like, Cherie. So I was like, between baked potatoes, mashed potatoes, French fries, potato chips, I thought it was okay. But thank you for setting the record straight on that. We just small amounts there, so you might need a supplement.
Absolutely.
Let's look at one more question I've got for you today. And this is, I'd only ask you or someone like you this with your background and experience. Please, 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 and we touched on it a little bit earlier. You really have helped me with this and so many of our Brother Be Well family with this point, Cherie. It's critically important that someone not, you know, sort of self-diagnose a condition and start taking any type of supplement, let alone, you know, if they get their hands on some kind of psychiatric med without a prescription. You can't, you just absolutely can't do that if you're really interested in being well without checking in with your medical provider. I want to just hand you the mic. Take it over from here and help me drive that point home.
Absolutely. Always keep your medical provider in the loop. As I mentioned before, there surely are times where other medications that you are taking can interact with that other medications that you are taking can interact with psychiatric medications, as well as some foods or other activities that you may be doing or that you're not able to do. So you always want to make sure that you're putting your best foot forward and that you know all the information so that your healthcare provider can make the best decision for you. It's really important to look at the whole picture to prevent any hurt, harm, or danger from taking a medication that's very necessary, but you want to make sure you're taking it safely.
Cherie, I cannot thank you enough for your time today. You make my job really, really easy. I could talk to you every day about any one of a number of topics here at Brother Be Well. So thank you so much. Cherie Kreiner, registered nurse and vice president of the Capital City Black Nurses Association. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, Michael.
We'll talk to you soon. And I want to thank you for checking this video out. This video was sponsored by Blue Shield of California's Blue Sky Initiative. That initiative boosts access to mental health support. You can learn all about that fantastic program at bluesky.blueshieldca.com. That's bluesky.blueshieldca.com. Another quick website that you need to hang on to, brotherbewell.com. If you like this video, there are any one of a number of other videos on related topics, behavioral health topics that you can check out, all targeting boys and men of color, African American, Latinx, Asian and Pacific Islander, and Native and Indigenous, and the LGBTQ plus community that informs and enhances those cultural communities. All of that information is at brotherbewell.com. Check it out. We're a membership supported service. If you can join as a member, we love that. But if you want to start out slow, just give us your email address. You can sign up for our blog absolutely for free. And 2 or 3 times a week, you'll get notifications about videos just like this as they go live. Again, that's at brotherbewell.com. My name, Michael P. Coleman. I'm content director for Brother Be Well. It's a great pleasure of mine to do so. And I want to ask you to do 2 quick things until I get to talk to you again. Take great care of yourself. And then when you get that down, reach out, help somebody else, take care of somebody else. Until next time, bye-bye.